Hi, I'm John, and today we're going to be making some microwave tasty peanut brittle. For this, you're going to need a microwave that has the power to reach 700 watts. Everyone's microwave is slightly different, so you should check yours. In today's show, we're going to be using one that has 1000 power, so we're going to be adjusting that to 700. For this recipe, you're going to need a 2-liter or 8-cup glass bowl with a handle preferably. You're going to need 1.5 cups of raw unsalted peanuts, half a cup of corn syrup, 1 cup of sugar, a teaspoon of vanilla, a teaspoon of butter, and a teaspoon of baking soda. It'd also be good if you have some spatulas. High heat resistant ones are preferable, so they won't melt in the hot sugar. If you can, you're going to want a silk pad. These are really great and are perfect for peanut brittle, but if you don't have one of these, you can just grease the pan and put a parchment paper on top. So to start off, we're going to take our peanuts, put them in the bowl, toss them all in. Get our corn syrup, that's why we have the small spatula. I'm going to scrape it out. You're going to put your sugar on top after that. You're going to stir it as well as you can right now just to get everything mixed together. Make sure to scrape down to the bottom of the bowl, because sometimes the sugar and corn syrup will not mix properly there, and it'll cause uneven cooking when you use it in the microwave. So this is looking good now. We're going to head over to the microwave. So we're going to change the power level to 7. Because it's a 1000 watt microwave, so the power level 7 is 700 watts, which is what we need. And we're going to set it for 4 minutes. So while that's cooking, you want to turn your oven on, if you have one. This isn't a necessary step, but it does help with spreading the peanut brittle when it's being cooked. You want to turn it to the lowest heat that you have, and turn on the oven. Now you should always check inside, because sometimes people forget stuff in there. Silly me. And just place it on the highest rack that you have. That peanut brittle is smelling delicious. Let's give it a look, see how it's doing. Now I'm using my oven glove right now because even though it's not hot right now, it might become hot later on. Now if you look inside of here, it's going to get into the light so the camera can get it better. You can see the peanuts are still fairly raw looking, but there's still a bit of sugar crystals on the side that need to be cooked. So we're going to stir it around to make sure everything gets incorporated and all the peanuts are completely covered. That looks good. I'm going to put it back in for another 4 minutes. On power 7. Alright, so this time the glass bowl is really hot and it's bubbling like crazy. So you gotta be very careful with it. And at this point you want to add your butter and your vanilla. So scrape that in here. You can hear it start to sizzle right away, so you want to act quickly. And you have to be careful, because sometimes it'll splash up when you add these ingredients. It'll steam up as well, so you might want to watch your hands. If you notice here, you'll see the peanuts are already darkening in color. And you can smell it. It smells just like they're fresh. Make sure you completely incorporate all the ingredients and get at the very bottom to make sure everything's mixed properly. And you're going to put it back into the microwave for 2 minutes. So at about 1 minute left before the peanut brittle is finished, you want to take your cookie sheet and your silk pad out of the oven. make sure to turn it off so you don't forget later on. And it's rested on a cooling rack to prevent burning your own counter. Alright, you can really smell the peanuts being cooked right now, and you can see how it's been bubbling, and it's a lot darker of a color than it was before. So this is where we have to act quickly. As soon as we add the baking soda, it's going to bubble up like crazy and turn into a light, fluffy color. So I add that in there really quick, and my spatula, I'm going to stir it around. You can see it turn into a very light, creamy texture. And as soon as it's fully mixed, you want to put it onto your sheet. You got to act quickly because it hardens very fast once you do. Now the trick to really delicious peanut brittle, the kind that everyone will keep on asking you for and wonder what your recipe is to spread it as thin as you can. So I got pretty much everything out of here, and now I'm going to start spreading it. Now it may look slightly light in color right now, but it does darken up really nicely, and your friends will be really impressed with this delicious peanut brittle you've made them. Alright, so I got my peanut brittle spread as thinly as possible. You can see it here. It's almost just thinner than the peanuts itself. Alright, so I got my peanut brittle nice and cool now. You can just touch it with your hands, and you can keep it on for longer than 3 seconds. That generally means it's cool, because they aren't falling off. Now this is the most exciting and fun part. Just make sure you peel it off, and you get to break it to pieces. I know it looks like a piece of art right now, but people will like it a lot better in pieces. Now you want pieces to be small enough that people can easily grab them and chew on them, but you don't want them to be so small that they aren't even really deemed a piece. This isn't an art, so you don't have to be artistic with your shattering. Just make sure you get them all evenly broken up. Alright, well, now here's the hard part. A piece fell on the counter. So I guess I'm going to have to try it out, just to see what it tastes like. Mmm.